if you remove that ego for just a moment, but you can't remove that ego for everybody. You can't do that shit for everybody.
Absolutely not.
I'm not going to sit here and what I divulge to you, I'm not going to divulge to my homie, or I'm not going to divulge to another woman. You feel me? But the problem then becomes when you don't have the safe space in your woman, especially if y'all live together. This is a person you see every
living in hell, literally.
Yeah, you're not even a prisoner in your own home. You're a prisoner in your own mental space,
which is dangerous.
It's very dangerous. That's the shit that, you know. In all honesty, that's the shit that put me in therapy, because I can tell you so many things, and you can give me the absolute best advice. I can go and tell one of the guys some things. You know what I'm saying? But in the back of my mind, certain aspects of my life that I want to discuss, I can't necessarily discuss with you all because of fear of being judged. I can go talk to this therapist who lives in a totally different state that I'm sitting here in front of this man on a computer talking to him about what my week is looking like and how things have been going. The things that I may get excited about that I don't feel like anybody else will get excited about in return. Or on the flip side of everything, you know, if I need some sound advice from an unbiased opinion, that's where I can get that, you know, I can get that confirmation from. So I've been real heavy on social media explaining to men especially that it's okay to not be okay. But it's even better when you go and you talk to somebody like a therapist.
That can lead you to the path to being
Exactly.
Okay.
That can lead you to being in that space. You know, and like I said, I think once we as men learn to relinquish, not get rid of our ego, because we all need it. I like to have mine stroked from time to time because, listen, you can't look like me and call yourself the journalism heartthrob and not have a little bit of ego. Just figure I put that out there.
Just a little bit?
Not that much.
Oh, that's more than a little bit.
It's enough for me. It's
okay,
enough for me. But anyway, look, you got men out here that got egos, more ego than the world can handle. I'm just saying, I feel like I'm comfortable with my level.
What
of
did I
ego.
say? You like it, I love it.
Well, I'm glad you love it.
Because
that's why I come to you when I can't go to my therapist, even though you kind of beat my ass mentally, and these car rides be a little tough sometimes. And
what's the question I always ask?
I don't know.
But am I steering you wrong?
No, but
am I lying?
No, and you usually aren't. But at the end of the day, though, you know, let's just bring this all back full circle. You just can't be afraid to communicate with your partner or whomever you may consider as your safe space. And your safe space can't be afraid to receive, or matter of fact, not even be afraid to receive it, but, you know, they need to make sure that they're in the space. And I think that's the most important thing. Before you divulge energy into a quote unquote safe space, that safe space has to be capable of being such.
So what is one thing, real quick, that I always ask? Well, never mind, because you never remember what I ask. No, I remember. What do I, when I'm going through it?
You always ask me first. You always ask me first. Am I stable enough to listen to what you have to say?
When y'all are about to let this energy off into people, when you're about to pour on to people your problems, do your best to try to remember to ask them, what's your mental space like right now? Can you receive this? Because then it becomes a problem if they can't, and it's a problem because one, they can't, or two, they don't respond how you think they should in that moment. Whole time they going through some shit. That's why I had to learn to start asking you, to start asking Danielle, Ivy, can you listen to me? Can you listen to me real quick?
And if I could just tap in on one more thing that I think is very, very important, because it needs to be said. Once you understand emotional intelligence and you have an understanding of what that is, the next level you need to tap into is love languages. Okay, so as a reminder for those who don't know the 5 love languages, it's physical touch, it's quality time, it's words of affirmation, it's acts of service, and it's receiving gifts. Mm-hmm. I learned this previously to going to therapy, but I also started to learn this more recently as well, as I started to kind of wrap my mind around the possibility of dating. That whoever I decide to court, I can't court them in my love language. Okay, right. Everybody's primary love language isn't words of affirmation. Some may be acts of service. So if I'm in the middle of the courtship and we in the middle of those 90 days I may go ahead and send a meal to her job. You know what I'm saying? I may, say, look, I'm getting ready to leave. You need me to do anything for you, whatever that may be. You need me to stop at the store, grab you something. Or if words of affirmation are like I said, that's my primary one, then, making her feel good with words might be the way to move. You feel me? But we have to also, like I said, we have to also understand that no matter how you may feel about a person, you have to understand their love language so you can tap into it.
Sending me $1,000 bags. I just wanted a hug. Like, shit, I'll take it, but I just wanted a hug.
Keep the receipt. We can do something with that $1,000.
All right, whatever. Whatever.
But anyway, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break because we have a very special guest that we want to bring on the show. And also, before you all tune out of this episode this afternoon, I want you all to be able to enjoy our musical guest. We have Alexander Blaine here in studio, and he's going to go ahead and perform to close out our show. So we'll be back in a moment on the Beers and White Toast podcast. All right, so in our last segment, we got a very special guest on the show. Somebody who's very, very responsible for this drink here. Somebody who's responsible for what's in my glass, and he also whipped up.
Hand me that, please.
Okay.
Actually.
Gladly.
Thank you very much.
He also whipped up, we don't have a name for it yet, but there's a name coming. I'll actually let him introduce it after I introduce him. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Jay Stewart.
Yes, sir.
First of all, let me just say thank you so much for not even just being here today, but also being our first official, liquor for the Beers and White Toast podcast. So I think that deserves a round of applause within itself. I got a little, I couldn't get my words out because that's, we've only been doing this for a short time.
Right.
And so, for us to be in this space right here, sitting next to, somebody who believes in what we do here at the Beers and White Toast podcast, to go from our working off of a computer and a table mic to sitting in this space and having, Alexander James on our table. It means a lot to us.
Everything starts from somewhere, though.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm very grateful that, and quick little backstory. When I first saw Alexander James on a friend of mine's kitchen counter, first of all, I was like, damn, it's a nice-ass bottle. That's a real nice bottle. And then I found out that, you were local. One thing about us, as I mentioned in our previous conversations, that one thing about the Beers and White Toast podcast is that we like to make sure that all of the businesses that are from where we're from, we want to shine, give them some shine and highlight them, because I believe in communal economics. So whatever comes into the community, I feel like we should go back and pour right back into it. So you were the first that we considered. Actually, in my eyes, you were the only one that I considered. And so for you to be from our area, for you to have, your own brand, from us spending our money, shopping, to make the purchase, to you being in our presence today, that means a lot. And we just want to just say thank you so much for that, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, talk about Alexander James and how you came up with the concept of creating your own whiskey.
All right, so basically, Alexander James came about when both of my grandfathers, they were best friends, they were whiskey drinkers, and they would get together and get drunk and talk about all of our family's histories and stories about how they came to Chicago from Arkansas, this, that, and the third. And one day I was just sitting there drinking with them, like, you know what, it'd be super dope if I had my own whiskey. So fast forward some time, I knew I wanted to do it. My wife was pregnant with my son, and we came up with the name Alexander James Stewart. And I'm like, you know what? That's it right there. It has like that as far as a marketable name. It means something. It's not just like a name I pulled out of a hat. It actually means something. So I wanted to make my whiskey named after my son, something I can pass on to him. And, it become a family business.
And we definitely make sure that we pass it amongst each other, and make sure that before you open up a bottle of Alexander James, you always make sure, I don't know where y'all from watching this, but you gotta bless the motherfucking bottle. Bless the bottle. Bless the goddamn bottle.
Really?
All right.
Oh, I have a whole routine, man. This shit real.
Okay.
But anyway, so when you started Alexander James, you started something that, first of all, knowing how young you are, I mean, we're all pretty much in the same age group, but you don't really you see people starting craft beers. You decided to go the whiskey route. Now, obviously, you gave, the history and your why. But reception is everything. How has Alexander James been accepted and received? Because I know how I was received.
Man.
My first time having Alexander James, and the second time, and the fifth time, and right now.
Well,
So
you back, so that's a good thing.
I'm not
reached
going
out,
anywhere.
So, the reception has been something I never would have imagined. It's in Benny's. Benny's gave me the call after 3 weeks, which Benny's is like the NBA of liquor stores in Illinois. But the reception's been cool because people from all walks of life, they enjoy it. It's taken off. All of my 3-month goals I met in 3 weeks. All my 6-month goals, I'm only on month 4. And I got some big sponsorship opportunities, a lot of things happening, and I'm ready to expand out of state. So as far as reception, it's been something that I never imagined.
So you talking about big things happening. What you got what you got in the mix, man? No pun intended to some of the drinks that you're mixing up, but let's talk about some of those things you got coming up, man.
Just events. I went really hard for Black History Month. For
Yes,
those
you did.
that follow me know I think I did like 20 events in February. Released the limited edition Black History Month bottle. But this month I have a couple events going on, a couple happy hours. Might do something for St. Patrick's Day. That holiday really isn't for us. But
No, it's not.
I'm going to find a way to put a spin on it because at the end of the day, we all God's people. I'm not super religious, but
Amen.
It's some cool people out there. So I'm going to do something. Then April, I'm going to get back to it and hammer down some barbecue and bourbon events, some cigar type events, and then just more stores, more restaurants. So that's pretty much it.
Okay. So get the people the information, let them know where they can find you, how they can find you for not even just business, but if they want to kind of just tap into you, how can they find you?
Sure. The Instagram is Alexander James Whiskey. The website is alexanderjameswhiskey.com. And my personal Instagram is Wonton Stew, WONTONSTEW, and the number 1. What else? Yeah, that's it. So that's my personal IG. I be wilding out on there. I'm really into sneakers.
My man.
Into fashion.
You
Shout
fly,
out to
man.
Right.
You definitely fly
Sometimes you gotta
today.
get jiggy. No, just
And hey, man, do your shit, bro.
somebody gotta see me. No.
Hey, listen, me personally, I don't mind being ugly in peace, but I have learned that I can't be ugly in person. I mean, in public.
Ugly is a mindset, though.
Okay.
Because if you're ugly but you feel it,
It's
like,
the look.
like I
Listen,
said, somebody gotta see me.
Wait, hold on.
Sweatpants, hair
Hold
tied,
on.
chilling.
Let me make sure I get in my camera. I know who I am. Okay, you don't know who I am.
And I
so-
live in my truth.
that part. And listen, I don't look like this at home. Okay, I'm usually worn down wearing some shit that I should be washing my damn counters with, but they're my favorite pants. So anyway, real quick, since you are here, I think it's only appropriate that we have a toast to not only the Beers and White Toes, but to Alexander James, but to Royalty Productions and the people that are here in this audience. Amber, who's in the cut back there, preparing the delectable meal.
It smells amazing.
It does smell amazing. I can't wait to get down on that. So to everybody here, cheers.
So I gotta cut you off. My
for
slogan is toast to the legacy, so let's make a toast to the legacy.
Toast to the motherfucking legacy.
Lean over. Right. There we go.
All right, y'all. So real quick, because we let me just take my quick final rundown. So as mentioned, we did talk about emotional intelligence.
Yes.
Okay. Kym, any parting shots, final words?
Choose who you are going to be vulnerable with. That's not for everybody.
Right.
Learn the people with whom you're dealing. And that's pretty much it. And own your shit so nobody can throw your shit in your face. Point blank, period.
You've been here long enough to hear the episode. What's your take on it?
Do what makes you happy. Be with who makes you happy. And that's it in a nutshell, because if you're not saying you're not happy, you're no good to anybody else. So that's my take, that's my opinion. And that's with life, not just relationships, because talking about truth, you got to be in your truth, live your truth. So be happy. And once you're happy, everything else falls in place.
What I say, choose happiness over everything.
Yes.
Mine is simple. Just make sure that, you know, your safe space is capable of being your safe space. It kind of goes along with everybody, what you all said about choosing the right person for you. Even the person that you think is for you may not be mentally equipped to handle anything that you may bring to them, because we don't know what type of shit they carrying, and we don't want to add ours to it, because in all honesty, people don't care about your problems. They just care about their problems being solved. So make sure you find somebody who's willing to allow you to be in a space of vulnerability, but make sure that that same person is allowing you to be that person. Not saying that there's nobody out there for you, because everybody is capable of being it. But on the flip side, if somebody trusts you enough and they ask for just that moment, like I always say on the show, we don't have bad days, we have bad moments, but a bad moment can change the outlook of your entire day. Hell, it can make the difference in your entire life. Mm-hmm. So make sure whoever you choose, that they're equipped. And if somebody chooses you, make sure that you give them the opportunity. Even if you don't think you are, you might be able to have some sort of impact and change whatever bad moments they're having.
Sure.
I think it's time for us to do a quick shout out. Obviously, we're going to shout out Castle Studio and Royalty Productions for having us here, per usual. Also want to shout out you, Jay, owner of Alexander James Whiskey, for not only being here on set with us today, but making sure that a part of the legacy is on set with us for every show. So thank you to that. Also, want to say thank you to Amber, who's in the cut, whipping up these meals. So y'all follow Blissful Eats, because listen, I've known her since I was like 10 years old, and she's been throwing down since she was 10 years old. So y'all make sure y'all tap in with her for any catering needs that y'all may have. Definitely tap into her, Blissful Eats, on social media. And if you want, you can follow the Beards and White Toes, and we'll go ahead and, we'll send the link to you as well. We also want to say thank you to the, ones that came and decided to fuck with us today. The audience, they can make some noise a little bit. And, we're all about making sure people are involved, and we want to make sure. Oh, shit, look, the Vittles are here. Oh, wow. So, wait, okay, oh, shit.
These are jerk chicken Phillies. Jerk chicken sliders.
Okay, all right, for sure then.
Your face, though.
Man, hey, presentation, okay?
Ooh-wee.
I can't wait to get off this motherfucking episode with y'all.
Hey, bye. Shit, we know.
No, we because we got one more thing we need to.
I know, I'm just playing.
And y'all remember being kids, Cobbs.
Hey, look, Cobbs is around the corner. And if you remember watching BET late at night, the Slow Jam compilation takes. Nah, brother, you got to get your own. Real quick, I know y'all hear me shout this man out all the time. This is our 5th episode, and I've shouted him out in pretty much every single one. This is somebody I've known since the 6th grade, somebody that I stayed up late at night playing video games with until we beat that shit, and I'm going home tired as fuck, and I still got shit to do the next day, but I go back to being 12 years old all over again if I can still be this homies, if we can still be homies. My boy Rasta, who I have known, like I said, for practically my entire life. Today is his birthday.
Happy birthday, bro.
Today is his birthday. Like I said, in every episode I've shouted him out. More importantly, he's helped me change my lifestyle into a more healthier lifestyle. If you all want to follow somebody who absolutely, positively walks in their truth unapologetically, and you want to eat good, and you want to live a healthy, carefree lifestyle, follow my man Rasta Eats on social media, because I'm telling you, the shit this man done introduced me to as far as the food, listen, it ain't hard making that lifestyle, especially if bro whipping up them birria tacos the way he did, man. But on the real, man, this is your special day, and you are somebody who has been in my opinion, the #1 fan of the Beers and White Toes since the very first day.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for being here, man. And we ain't gonna sing to you unless you want us to, but no, seriously though, man. Shout out to my man Roster Eats, man. Y'all make sure y'all follow that man on Instagram, Roster Eats. If you're looking for any type of vegan restaurants or vegan, lifestyle places,
Got you from suburbs to city and back.
Man,
Juice bars.
and juice bars, everything,
Yes.
man. He got you everything.
Gotta stay healthy on it.
Listen, look, that man might take you on a fucking 40-mile bike excursion if you got time. You feel me? Rain, sleet, or snow. But anyway, you already know how we close this thing out. Wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for watching the Beers and White Toes. If you're listening on wherever podcast, network you listen to, Apple, Spotify, wherever, thank you for listening. But don't log off. Don't tune us out just yet, because we have a very special music performance with the homie Alexander Blaine, and he gonna bless y'all with some of that musical talent. Y'all in for a real treat with this one. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. We're out of here. We'll see you next time.
Be safe, y'all.
You gotta stop at the red light, yeah. Can't go through life running through signs, gotta pay attention. Have some patience for me. Perseverance is key. You gotta stop at the red light, yeah. It's gonna take some dedication. Just have some patience for me, yeah. Perseverance is key. Yeah. Mary, yeah. You take me to a special place, fresh air. Got a different kind of taste, so rich. Way I'm lifted, it don't make no sense. I feel hella relieved. All of a sudden, everything makes sense, yeah. Could push my buttons, I wouldn't even feel pressure, yeah. When I'm with you, I don't even feel pressure. Life can be challenging sometimes, but you help me point out the stop sign. They try to tell me we ain't right. At one time, one foot at a time. You've been invited. Everything that's shiny ain't gold. Listen to your intuition, gotta let yourself know. Even though everything's on go, to avoid a collision in the road, you gotta stop at the red light, yeah. Can't go through life running through signs, gotta pay attention. Have some patience for me. Perseverance is key. You gotta stop at the red light, yeah. It's gonna take some dedication. Just have some patience for me, yeah. Perseverance is key, yeah. Mary, yeah. You take me to a special place, fresh air. Got a different kind of taste, so rich. Way I'm lifted, it don't make no sense. I feel hella relieved,
Don't give me that shit about it's a drug. It ain't no motherfucking drug. I done the research. It's just a plant. It just grows like that. And if you should